Good evening, everybody, and welcome into Finis Horne Arena here in Greenwood, South Carolina, on the campus of Lander University, and we welcome you in to Peach Belt Conference basketball live in Finis Horne Arena, as it's the Lander Bearcats, a 16-5 overall record on the year. They welcome in the Francis Marion Patriots out of Florence, South Carolina. The Patriots trying to get some revenge for a home loss earlier this year to the Bearcats. Always a tough interstate rivalry between Lander and Francis Marion. Hello, everybody. Rickson Lane alongside Chipper Bagwell. And Coach, these Bearcats, after a bit of a skid midway through the season, feel like they're starting to find their rhythm with 3 straight wins.
Yeah, they've won 3 straight games after losing 3 out of 4 at one point. And tonight is a big game for us. It's homecoming week. It's a conference game, and we're only like a half game ahead of Francis Marion in the Peach Belt standing. So if Francis Marion was to win tonight, then we'd be tied, both with identical records.
There's a big log jam right now in spots 1 through 3 in the Peach Belt Conference. That's about 7 different teams that are right within arm's reach of all of those spots. Bearcats and Patriots are among them. We'll get ready for tip-off in just a moment, but first we'll step aside for the introductions, the national anthem. Starting lineups will come next, and then we'll tip it off in Greenwood. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. We'll go ahead and give you the starting lineups for this evening's contest. Lander 16-5, 11-4 in league play. Francis Marion 13-7, 10-5 so far in the conference. Starters for Francis Marion tonight: Kai Chandler will start in the backcourt alongside Abigail Bullock. Kristen Tynes, number 22 in the starting 5 for Jerry Porter's team as well. Shanice Fulmore, one of the post presences for Francis Marion, along with Tatiana McClaney. So Chandler, Bullock, Tynes, Fulmore, and McClaney all starting this evening for Francis Marion. The Bearcats, they will go with the starting 5 that Kevin Pedersen has favored here for the last couple of ball games. It'll be Crystal Williams to start it off. She'll be the junior out of Riverdale, Georgia. She'll be running one in the backcourt alongside Destiny Langford, a sophomore out of Lexington, South Carolina, wearing number 15. Jessica Harris will help at point tonight, the sophomore from Sumter, South Carolina, wearing number 20. Chelsea Mitchell, one of the most dynamic players in the Peach Belt Conference as of late, the junior guard from Laurel, Maryland, in the starting 5 as well for Kevin Pedersen's team. And Tabitha Daly gets the start at the post tonight for Lander, the sophomore forward out of Augusta, Georgia. So for Pedersen and the Bearcats, it's Williams, Langford, Harris, Mitchell, and Daly. And, Coach, they've been getting really good production out of Tabitha Daly down low. And, of course, those 4 guards highlighted by Mitchell, they're liable to go off any night.
I really liked the way Mitchell's playing. if you folks hadn't seen her play, you need to come out here and watch her. She is really growing on our program, and she's a big-time player, and she handles her role really well, and she does a lot of great positive things. She distributes the ball. She can score. She can take it to the rim. She can rebound, and she could even play a little point guard if asked to. So she's done a real good job here lately.
We are just about to get underway here tonight in Horne Arena. Francis Marion wearing the road red uniforms, blue lettering outlined in white numbers, red shorts with blue and white stripes down the side, the panel at the bottom of those shorts, and the Francis Marion insignia. Meanwhile, for Lander, the home golds, blue numbers and letters, blue piping on the shorts, Lander written across the side of the shorts with a Bearcat outline on the left side, as we are just about set to get underway, as it'll be Tatiana McClaney, the 6'2 sophomore out of Burtonsville, Maryland. She'll be jumping tonight for the Patriots. Daly, standing 5'9", she'll jump against her, and Bearcats gonna have to deal with that 6'2 post presence at center for the Patriots all night long. Homecoming week in full swing here in Greenwood, and our first home game of the week is underway. And the ball tipped, taken by the Bearcats after Francis Marion controlled the opening tip, and it'll be Crystal Williams who sends it ahead to Langford as we open things up. Langford wants to go to the hoop immediately, tried to wrap around pass, and it was stolen away and taken by Bullock. Denise Fulmore sends it out top, and this is Bullock, the sophomore out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. She swings it left side. Fulmore going to try a long two, missed it, and Chelsea Mitchell secures the rebound for Lander. Quick outlet pass ahead to Crystal Williams. Williams going to go down low. Daly under the hoop, swing to Langford. Jumper, yes.
2-point shot that time by Langford.
Oh, and then the Bearcats slow back on defense, and there were two Patriots down the floor, and Jessica Harris was the only Bearcat who got back, but it was far too late, and we've got a Patriot down, as I think that may have been
25.
McClaney.
McClaney, yeah.
Went down.
The big post player.
Harris bumped her slightly, and McClaney's got a significant limp as she comes off the floor. There wasn't a ton of contact there, Coach. A little bump after the shot.
She may have come down wrong on that knee somehow or another, and awkward, and she's wearing knee braces on both knees.
She is.
She's probably had knee trouble before.
And she's going straight to the training bench down at the end of the Francis Marion side of the floor. We'll keep an eye on McClaney as the night progresses. 2-2 ball game a minute into this one as Harris bounces it down low to Daly, and the Daly's hot pass off the hands of Harris, turnover to the Patriots.
Yeah, that's just not playing a whole lot together. Daly tried to make a pass, but they were so close together, it just went right through her hands.
Well, that turnover out of bounds allows Lander to set up this full court press, and it gives the Patriots a little bit of trouble. Able to dribble out of it as Bullock. She sends it right side. Three ball knocked down by Kai Chandler, senior out of Raleigh, North Carolina, one of only three seniors on this roster for Jerry Porter and her staff, and it's a 5-2 FMU lead. Langford around the screen, picked up her dribble, hands it back off to Harris as they weave around the top of the arc. Now Williams going to stop and fire a three. Yes! Oh, Crystal Williams, a sweet-looking stroke there, and it's 5-5, and Mitchell pries it out of bounds.
That's something that's been a pleasant surprise to see her make those wide-open shots. Bearcats seems to be wanting to press a little bit more on made baskets. They're getting in their full-court press and trying to trap, but when a team breaks that thing, it ends up having a wide open shot for the opposing team.
Well, going back to Williams' three-point prowess, she's made 67% of her three-point attempts in the last two games. She knocked down 5 on the road at UNC Pembroke on the 30th of January in what turned out to be a 14-point Bearcat win. Now another three from Chandler over Harris, no good, and Williams skied for the rebound, bounce ahead to Mitchell. Bearcats have some numbers as Mitchell's going to pull up from the elbow. That shot no good, and rebounded by Francis Marion. Mitchell almost got the steal of the outlet pass of Tynes, and here come the Patriots. Now Bullock will stop and pop. That's no good, and the ball out of bounds off of Brashay Johnson just into the game. Johnson, the senior out of Hopkins, South Carolina.
It's good when you can substitute and bring the player of the year back in the game for Daly.
And Daly coming out quickly in this one as Johnson had a whale of a game against Francis Marion on the road earlier this year, dropped 28 points against the Patriots in a road win for Lander, a 26-point thrashing of FMU in Florence. This one's knotted at 5, 7:30 to go in the first quarter. Bullock gives it off to Chandler. Chandler gonna launch off the side iron. Mitchell tapped it, and they're gonna call Chelsea Mitchell, I believe, for an over the back.
Yeah, kind of an unfortunate situation. Chelsea was just in a bad spot there, and the ball's there, and she reached over a young lady's back, and the official sitting right there watching her.
She's been very good this year at getting her hands on balls where she was boxed out without drawing a foul, but couldn't do it that time, and then Fulmore ends the possession with a baseline jumper. Nice little fadeaway there from the junior out of Lake City, South Carolina, one of two, or pardon me, only 4 Palmetto State natives on the roster for FMU. And we got a foul at the other end on the Patriots. This one will go against Kristen Tynes. Senior out of Virginia whistled for the first Patriot foul as they inbounded to Johnson. Johnson going up against Tynes, and she goes right to the hoop. Missed the layup, though, and then gets her own rebound and puts it back up and in.
She's good about getting to the rim, and there's a turnover.
Bearcats forcing the double dribble in half court, but you're right, Coach Johnson got that one and immediately made a beeline down the baseline. Missed the first one, but able to collect her own miss.
Got her own miss and had an easy layup the second time.
She's got very good feet for a post player. That's something that you don't always see at this level. She gets it down low in a double team. Had her pass knocked away. Now goes to the floor for the loose ball, and a jump ball is called. Francis Marion's going to have it.
Francis Marion looks like they're very athletic, and they got people that can shoot the three, they can get to the rim, and they can shoot the mid-range shot, looks like.
A 13-7 overall record for the Patriots, and then Jessica Harris, a little free safety as she drops back and picks off that pass. Now goes down low to Johnson. Johnson wants to go baseline. A lot of contact, no whistle, and Chandler got the rebound. Johnson triple team, but I thought she had drawn enough contact there to maybe get a whistle.
I did too.
Now a nice backdoor cut from Chandler, and she puts it up softly and in. Lander really pushing the tempo here as Langford goes inside, misses, got her own rebound, and kicks it out to Harris. Mitchell wide open inside the arc. Her shot won't go. She fights for her own rebound, gets it as well. Now she goes down low. Her layup won't fall, and the rebound collected by Tynes, and they're letting them play here in the first quarter.
They are, and we're getting some really good shots. We get some really good looks at the basket.
Bearcats have really gone very quickly in transition, and they've missed a couple shots right under the rim. Mitchell cutting to the hoop, but Harris couldn't free it up to her. 15 on the shot clock as they swing it to Williams on the left side. Now Williams inside the arc, long two, off the front iron, no good, and rebounded by the Patriots, and now they're off and running the other way. And a miss on the layup attempt, an offensive rebound. That putback won't go as Fulmore missed it, and Mitchell got the board.
Two great looks, but there's poor defense by the Bearcats.
And Williams all the way to the hoop. She can't finish. I tell you what.
Both teams are having a hard time right at the rim, seems like.
A lot of very short misses, and there's a long two made by Fulmore. Timeout Bearcats. Lander down 13-7, 5:03 to go in the first quarter. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of $15,000 falling from the sky. The Drop is Lander's new inaugural fundraising campaign conducted by the Lander Foundation to enhance athletic scholarships and operating budgets. Your chance to win is just a click away. Visit LanderBearcats.com to register today. The Drop. It puts the air in Bearcat.
Back in Greenwood, South Carolina, Rickson Lane, Chipper Bagwell with you. An early 6-point lead for Francis Marion here on Wednesday night, homecoming week in Greenwood as the Bearcats come back on the floor. Substitutions in. Tabitha Daly back in. So she and Johnson will play together, two post players, not something you often see for Lander. And also Ariana Sanders, the junior guard from Pearland, Texas, as Langford hammered on her way to the hoop.
Nice passing, cut and go, pass and go, give and go, whatever you want to call it. Just one of the oldest plays in basketball. And she got a return pass and is going to shoot 2 free throws.
This is the first time either team's gone to the line in this one. 4:48 to go in our first quarter of action as Langford makes her first free throw.
Patriots off to a good start from the floor of 6 of 12, 50%, 1 of 3 from 3. Bearcats are 3 of 11 from the field, 27%.
I bet you half of those misses have come from within 10 feet.
Oh, yeah. Right in the paint, right around the rim.
Langford knocks down both free throws, and this allows the Bearcats to set up that full court press. Francis Marion's tried to throw deep against this press a couple of times already. Oh, and then Harris nearly stole the inbound away.
She almost got it.
Fulmore has to give it off to Chandler. And Langford overplays her. Chandler going to go inside, give it off to Lauren Bush. Her shot's no good. Ball batted about, and Tabitha Daly ripped down the jump ball for Lander, and the Bearcats will have possession. That was Daly against 2 red jerseys, and she wound up hanging on just long enough. Lander's got the ball.
Well, that's what she brings to the floor. She's athletic and she plays hard, and she's a little bit untested. We really don't know how good she can be, but she's getting a lot of minutes here lately.
Down low, Johnson, kick out to Harris. 3-ball, yes. Jessica Harris open on the left wing off the assist from Johnson, and Lander back within 1, and then a travel in the backcourt by Lauren Bush.
Yep.
Turnover to the Bearcats.
Good inside-out play that time by the Bearcats. So it went inside real deep to the post, and she was able to find young lady in the corner wide open for a shot, and Johnson knocked it in.
13-12, Francis Marion on top, 4:10 left in the first quarter as Sanders sends the in pass to Johnson. Johnson kicks it back out to Sanders in the corner. She'll fire a 3, yes!
Yeah.
Oh, Lander hot from downtown early. They're 3 of 3, and they've got the lead and a dangerous inbound to Bush. (15-13) Bearcats. Their first lead of the night with 3:42 to go in the first quarter. Pardon me, their first lead in a while. There's a long 2, and the Patriots unable to knock that one down. They've been hot from everywhere thus far.
Yeah, Daly come away with that big rebound.
And Harris gives it off to Langford. Langford back out to Sanders. Sanders going to fire again. Yes, indeed. A little heat check 3 from Mariana Sanders.
And why not?
Bearcats knock down their 4th attempt, and then a long pass. Going to be safe, back in play, and Lander's got another turnover, and they've got numbers 4 on 3. Harris hesitates inside. Johnson had it blocked, and then ball out of bounds off of Lander. We'll call a clean block there against Johnson.
You know, it kind of looked like a good block.
I think it was.
I didn't hear any flash. It was all ball, looked like.
Johnson went to the floor hard. That's what some Bearcat fans are displeased with, but I don't think it was because of any contact. And then the pass stolen by Sanders. Her jumper won't go, however. And Francis Marion back out on the run. They don't have the numbers. Chandler going to drive, baseline, right-handed floater up and good. Kai Chandler, a smooth, polished-looking player for the Patriots thus far in this one. Langford wants to go down low. Johnson back out to Langford. Langford going to fire a 3. That one's off the mark. First missed 3 of the night for the Bearcats. They had made their first 4. The turnaround shot in the lane, no good. Offensive rebound by Bush. Then Langford took it away from her and drew the foul.
Yeah, number 13, Bush, was on the floor and grabbed her by the leg and committed a foul.
Chelsea Mitchell back in the ball game as Brashay Johnson will go to the bench. A good little stretch there for the senior out of Hopkins, South Carolina. And Johnson enters this game 46 points shy of the all-time school record for points in a career. She's chasing down Shannon McKeever. Langford gonna drive baseline, kick it to Mitchell. Mitchell, jumper, good. That's her shot. Chelsea Mitchell knocks it down to make it a 5-point lead. Now out in front is Williams. Williams right under the basket, and she puts it in. Kiana Williams, senior off the bench. She hails from Sumter, South Carolina. 20-17, Lander up by 3. Mitchell's jumper, and she was fouled on her way up.
I can't tell whether it's a 3-point shot or a 2-point shot. I believe she was inside the arc.
It was likely a 2. Chelsea Mitchell, coming into this ball game, one of the top scorers on this Lander team. She scored in double figures in 6 consecutive games. She's scoring 13.7 points per game, but she's only attempted 4 3-pointers this entire season.
Well, she's got a great mid-range game. 12, 14, 15 feet. When she squares up, she's really deadly there. Then if you get out on her, she can take it to the rim, or she can pass it to a teammate.
She's also pretty good from the free throw line on the season, a 72% shooter. She makes 1 of 2 there. Crystal Williams back in the ball game, and then Mitchell got her hands on that one, and the inbound stolen away. Harris came out with it. Williams thought about a 3, instead goes down low. Daly had it knocked away, and we've got an injured Patriot down on the floor, and I think this is Kiana Williams, the senior. Williams holding the right leg, shaking her head as the training staff comes over. We'll step aside while Williams is tended to. 1:37 left in the first quarter. Lander up by 4. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Kiana Williams off the floor, and we certainly hope that she's all right as she goes to the training table. That's the second Patriot who's been helped off the floor in this one. Lander up on Francis Marion by 4 as Mitchell nearly stole that inbound, and she's going to force a turnover. Travel call against Janice Fulmore.
Yeah. And, you know, she should get credit for that somehow or another, but they don't get credit for causing turnovers.
Yeah, we talked and joked about her earlier in the year because she's been now 2 different games. She's been within 3 steals of a triple-double, which really isn't fair because she, in those games, probably forced about 15 steals, but only wound up with 7, and she drives to the rim and a lay-in for Mitchell.
Nice slice cut that time and good pass by Brashay Johnson.
That's a second assist for Johnson, and then another turnover.
Turnovers are just killing Francis Marion right now. That is their 9th turnover.
And early in the game, Coach, it was the Patriots who were winning the turnover battle. They had only turned it over twice and allowed or forced 3 Bearcat turnovers. As Johnson, she's been hounded every time she's gotten the ball tonight. Has kicked it out to a couple of open shooters several times as Mitchell looking for some space. 13 to shoot on the shot clock, a minute to go in the quarter as Harris tries to get it to Johnson. Johnson goes on the floor, ball knocked out of bounds. And that'll be back to Francis Marion. Johnson's been double-teamed all game long.
Well, you know, she's the player of the year from last year, and she's one of the better post players in our league, and she's going to get that kind of attention game in and game out.
Only got 2 points, but 3 assists and a rebound as well. Certainly made herself an asset despite a lack of scoring opportunities as the Patriots throw it away again.
Wow.
Turnover number 10 in the quarter.
That one really was unforced. There wasn't a whole lot of pressure on them in that case.
So Lander can run the game clock down to about 15 seconds. 40 seconds left in the quarter. They lead by 6. Sanders out on the wing. Up top it goes to Harris. Harris bounces it over to Mitchell. Mitchell nearly lost it. Now turn into the lane. Down low to Harris. Harris pumps, whips it down low to Johnson for the layup.
What a great pass.
Great ball movement all around there from Lander. And now Francis Marion going to try to hold for the last shot. 15 seconds to go in the quarter as they get it over the timeline. Driving inside, ball free. Williams came out with it. Williams, 2-on-1, 7 to play. Out to Harris. Harris for 3, had it tipped. Johnson came out with it over to Mitchell. Mitchell with a buzzer beater. Got it. Wow. Lander on a run to end the quarter. They take a 10-point lead into the second period. 27-17, Bearcats on top. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network.
Ball for the drop. You're buying your chance to win $5,000. But you're not the only one who could win. Because every purchase you make goes towards enhancing Lander's operating budgets and enhancing scholarships for student athletes. So when you buy a ball, not only can you win,
I win.
I win. I win.
I win. I win.
when you buy a golf ball,
back in Greenwood, South Carolina, Rickson Lane, Chipper Bagwell with you. Bearcats leading Francis Marion 27-17 as we begin the second period of action. And coach, the Bearcats, after falling behind 13-6, they go on a 21-11 run, and Mitchell gets the turnover to start the quarter. Mitchell tried to draw the foul, couldn't get it, but she does finish with the basket. That's the 11th turnover of the half so far for Francis Marion, and that has been the difference in allowing the Bearcats to go on this run.
Absolutely it is.
Oh, and then Brashay Johnson drawing the offensive foul. Beautifully done. Johnson all by herself against 3 red jerseys.
Yeah, and that was part act and part pure, I guess.
Who's to say? The important thing is the whistle was blown. Bearcats with the ball and a 12-point lead. Mitchell beyond the arc. Over to Sanders now. Sanders back out Johnson, 16 to shoot. Williams right wing. Johnson rolling to the hoop. Now Williams going to fire a 3. Yes!
Wow.
Crystal Williams starting to like that 3-point shot, and Jerry Porter wants to talk things over. Her Patriots down 15, 9:13 to go in the first half. Lander up 32-17. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network.
What are they?
Back inside Horne Arena, 32-17, Lander on top of Francis Marion here. 9:13 to go as we are in the early stages of the second quarter. Coach, the Bearcats, who were shooting 28% from the floor midway through the first quarter, they've bolstered that number up to 50% and 71% from downtown in this game.
They're 12 of 24 from the floor, 50%, and 5 of 7 from three-point land, 71%. 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Francis Marion is not shooting that bad, 47% from the floor, but they've turned it over 12 times now, and that's been the big difference in the game.
Those 12 turnovers have led to half of Lander's points, 16 points off turnovers tonight for the Bearcats as they're up by 15. Patriots bring it over the floor with Bullock running the guard. She's being hounded by Harris.
And she has been hounded, all right.
I tell you what, these Bearcat guards, they are tenacious in their perimeter defense. As Bullock against Harris once more, gets a screen, now sends a pass right side. Chandler just inside the arc. Chandler going to throw up a jumper off the arc, no good, and rebounded by Williams. Quick outlet pass ahead to Sanders. Sanders will pull up. She'll fire a jumper, no good, but Harris got the rebound. And Williams is wide open. She launched a 3 off the front of the iron. Mitchell got the rebound, put it back up and one. My goodness, Chelsea Mitchell.
That's something you cannot coach. You know, she made an unbelievable rebound and stuck it in, knowing she was going to take a lick, and was able to finish.
How good is number 23? My gracious.
We've seen a lot of good ones here in this league and on this team, and she's going to rank right up there. And the sad thing is, I guess she's only going to be a 2-year player.
Yeah, my word, if you could have gotten her for 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Spent 2 years at Division I Morgan State as Harris nearly stole the inbound. Ball knocked out of bounds, and Mitchell at Morgan State wasn't someone who's averaging 2 minutes a game, and she was getting decent minutes with the Bears, but kind of like what we saw 2 years ago on the baseball team when Zach Daly came down from North Carolina after starting a couple of games for the Tar Heels. Just wanted to be an everyday starter, wanted to play every day. And Mitchell, coming to Lander, wanted to do the same thing, and it's obvious why she's been able to do that.
Well, there's a lot to be said for that. There's a lot of great players sitting on the bench at Division I and not being able to play at all where they could be really competitive here.
Sanders inside, elbow jumper, swish. Oh, Ariana Sanders, the confidence she's gained offensively throughout the season has been fun to watch. And now she and Mitchell causing all sorts of problems in the backcourt. Francis Marion barely going to get it over the timeline. No, they're not. 10-second call against the Patriots. They were either going to turn it over
or foul
in play or get fouled there. And the whistle blows, and Lander's got another turnover off the Patriots, number 13 in the first half. Tell you what, this lead has grown to 20 in a blink of an eye.
Yeah. And it's just been a relentless pressure that the Lady Bearcats have put on them.
This felt like a 2015 game 4 minutes ago. And now Lander's up 37-17. Mitchell to the rim, can't finish. Rebound collected by McClaney.
There's another one down.
Another Patriot goes down. That's Bullock. Good to see her back up. She is a little gimpy, however. Patriots have already had 2 players go off the floor with injury, and unfortunately McClaney is back for them. We have not seen Kiana Williams back in the ball game. Jumper off the mark, no good, and Harris fights for the rebound, got it, and then was able to avoid the travel call.
We'll get a timeout, looks like.
Kevin Pedersen calls the timeout, and Bearcats will talk things over. They lead by 20 with 7:08 to play in the half. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. A 20-point lead for Lander here in the first half against Francis Marion. Rickson Lane and Chipper Bagwell with you. Bearcats lead at 37-17, 7 minutes to go before we hit halftime as Mitchell's pass tapped and intercepted. It was Fulmore who got a piece of it, and Tynes came out with it. Fifth turnover of the game by Lander. Second now 6. As the Patriots send it out to McClaney. McClaney's pass nearly picked by Harris. Now Chandler going to fire an open 3. Left side no good. Mitchell had the rebound, knocked out of her hands, and they're going to give it to the Patriots.
Yeah, I think Mitchell got stripped, and Mitchell had the rebound, and she got stripped. I think it was off Francis Marion.
She had 2 red jerseys around her, and they both were swatting at the ball. I'm not sure how it went off of her. Now a step back jumper from Fulmore, way off the mark. Ball's on the floor again, and Lander's got it. Harris tapped it free to Mitchell. Now out in front, Williams overshoots Johnson in transition.
That's a turnover you can take, though. They were being aggressive and had an open teammate, just put a little bit too much mustard on it.
Yeah, Destiny Langford going to come in the game and replace Williams. And you see Kevin Pedersen with a high five and a pat on the back for Williams. That's
you can't be mad about that.
And they're going to get it right back.
No, you could be mad about that.
That's an inbound throw that Bearcats never even touched. And now Lander's got it under the hoop. 6:21 to go in the half. They lead Francis Marion by 20. Johnson on the baseline. Out to Harris. 15 to shoot. Harris now baseline. Tried to whip it around, and the pass knocked out of bounds by the Patriots.
You know, Rickson, it's been almost 6 minutes since Francis Marion scored a point.
Lander in the last 9 minutes and 3 seconds of game time is on a 30-4 run. Make it 32-4. 39-17. Lander trailed 13-7 with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yep. And their last bucket, I got them, is they got 17 with 1:58 to go in the first quarter.
That's right. There's a made layup from Williams. And the Patriots have not scored since. They work it around the top as Tynes gives it off to Fulmore. Fulmore now back out to Gillespie, stolen away. Bearcats got numbers 4-on-1. Harris coast-to-coast layup, 41-17. Patriots over the timeline, went to the corner, and the pass knocked away. Last touch by Lander.
And Chelsea Mitchell almost came up with another unbelievable steal that time.
And, Coach, you can almost see it in the eyes right now, the Patriot players. They're expecting pressure when there's none.
Yep.
The few moments where there's not a Bearcat in their vicinity, they're looking around waiting for a yellow jersey to flash.
Right. I tell you, Jessica Harris, she is playing so hard, and she's barely breathing hard. I mean, she's not even perspiring out there, and she is really playing at a high level tonight.
She commits her first foul there. That's another amazing number right now. Landers forced 15 turnovers while committing 2 fouls.
Yeah.
Francis Marion, to their credit, they've not committed many either, 6 so far through a quarter and a half. As the ball down low to Chandler, her shot too strong. Mitchell got the rebound. Here comes Sanders. Johnson's wide open down low. Pass was deflected, then off her hands. And now here come the Patriots the other way. Fulmore saw Mitchell in front of her, but got the layup in.
Nice job from Mitchell not to foul there.
That breaks over a 7-minute dry stretch for Francis Marion. That's their first points of the quarter, and it comes with 4:55 left in the half. 41-19 now. As Johnson goes baseline, beautiful drive. Johnson, give her 6 so far in the half, and it's 43-19. Now Chandler finally going to try to dribble around pressure, and she draws a foul.
Yeah, that's one of Brashad Johnson's patented moves when she spins baseline. She's got a quick first move.
Well, she does a great job of working herself out from underneath the basket because she often goes baseline. She's way under the rim.
Yeah.
and is able to contort her body and get where she can just kiss that ball in off the glass.
Right.
Mitchell going to go to the bench. Tabitha Daly back in the ball game for Lander with 4:25 to play in the half, and the Bearcats leading 43-19. Bearcats outscored the Patriots this quarter 16-2. There's a tough shot from McClaney, won't go. Offensive rebound and putback, no good. Shot blocked by Lander, as that was Brianna White, the freshman from Maryland, who couldn't get it to drop. Inbound to Fulmore, working on Langford. Fulmore, hook shot. It drops cleanly through the hoop. 22-point advantage for Lander, 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Langford, entry pass to Johnson. Johnson faced up against McClaney. Oh, beautiful spin in the layup. Johnson starting to get lathered up, and Francis Marion calls another timeout. 3:51 to go in the half. Lander rolling 45-21. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of $15,000 falling from the sky. The Drop is Lander's new inaugural fundraising campaign conducted by the Lander Foundation to enhance athletic scholarships and operating budgets. Your chance to win is just a click away. Visit LanderBearcats.com to register today. The Drop. It puts the air in Bearcat.
45-21 Bearcat lead, 3:51 to go in the first half, and fans would like to recognize our game sponsor and proud supporter of Bearcat Athletics, Northland, with improved and reliable fiber optic network. Northland's advanced technology powers faster internet speeds than ever before. Enjoy reliable local broadband with high-speed internet packages starting as low as $29.99 per month for 24 months and speeds up to 100 megs. Thanks to Northland, proud supporter of Bearcat Athletics. Patriot bucket now. Crystal Williams trying to answer with a three. That one's off the back iron, no good, and Francis Marion with the rebound. Three-point shooting has been very good thus far for the Bearcats.
Oh,
and then Lander forced a jump ball defensively.
wow,
They're going to get it back.
Drive there.
You can see who somebody reached in and got their paws on it.
I couldn't tell. We'll take it.
Absolutely. Bearcats 5 of 9. They've cooled off after starting the game 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. Now just 1 of their last 5, and Williams going to try to fix that off the mark, and a long rebound chased down by Chandler. Bearcats regressing to the mean here on their three-point shooting. A team that has not been lights out from deep throughout the season, and then Langford going to get called for a late foul.
You know, we're talking about Francis Marion is a pretty good team. I've been real impressed with them, but the turnovers have really been their big nemesis tonight. And, you know, they're 10-5 on the season in the Peach Belt right now, a half a game ahead of the Bearcat.
This is a team that, as we mentioned, the log jam at the top of the standings in the conference. Columbus State not their normal dominant self, and it opened up a spot. Francis Marion trying to work their way into that slot in the standings, as there's a nice drive and jumper from Bullock. Makes it 45-25, but yeah, right now, the moment is Harris with a beautiful drive. North Georgia, and a travel in the backcourt by Bullock. Oh, Patriots.
17th turnover.
They can't stop giving the ball away. North Georgia's got a 2-game lead right now on Lander, Flagler, and Georgia College. Francis Marion and Columbus State are both a game back of those 3 teams. So there's 6 teams within 3 games of each other.
It should be an interesting tournament. That should be a very competitive Peach Belt tournament.
I mean, my goodness, I mean, you draw a 5 or a 6 seed in this league,
oh.
and you're likely to get this Francis Marion team. You're likely to get Columbus State, perhaps.
Yep.
The top of this league is very tough as Johnson's at the free throw line, and she makes her first.
You know, the shame of the matter is that they don't have the Peach Belt tournament at one site anymore. You know, it was used to be great when you had all the teams at one site and you could see all the games and you know, you could see a bunch of basketball every day. And it was really good.
The top 4 seeds will host quarterfinal matchups, and then semifinals and championship will be at the site of the highest remaining seed as Harris's three won't get a friendly roll, but Daly tracked down the rebound. So he needs to adjust that hoop down there, as that's one that Harris is supposed to get at home as Johnson shot off the backboard. Chandler all the way to the rim. Harris stopped her from getting to the bucket. And now Francis Marion going to have to reset the offense. That's good defense there from the sophomore guard.
Yep.
Eight to shoot. Jumper in the lane from Bullock, no good. Patriots get the rebound and put back for Kristen Tynes. So we mentioned Lander as they get a long outlet ahead to Harris. And she goes reverse layup. 50-27, Lander with 1:15 to go in the half. Bearcats, Georgia College, and Flagler all in a 3-way tie right now for second place. Lander has swept Flagler, but they've been swept by Georgia College. And Georgia College has lost to Flagler, and they play the Saints again on Monday. So if Flagler beats Georgia College again, then you'll have those 3 teams going 2-2 against each other. As Lander's got a 2-on-1. Langford to Johnson for the layup.
Nice 2-on-1 break.
And then another travel call against the Patriots. This Lander defense has been absolutely suffocating as they force yet another turnover by FMU with 53 seconds left in the half. Lander up by 25. Williams.
Our Bearcats have been on a mission tonight. They just, from the get-go, they've just laid it on the line, looks like.
Kevin Pedersen would say not quite from the get-go. He called a timeout when they were down 7 and had what could only be described as an animated chat. And boy, did it work. Williams for 3 from the corner, and it's 55-27. Fulmore gets rid of it. Patriots can essentially hold for the last shot, but they're not going to. Long jumper good from Bullock. Well, now, the Bearcats can hold for the final possession. 8 seconds to play as Williams is at the top of the arc. Lane is open. Instead, she hands to Harris. Harris to Williams. Williams corner 3 blocked. Johnson on the rebound.
Gotta
and
be
putback.
good. Yeah.
Exclamation mark on the end of the first half. Lander goes on an absolute tear, a 51-16 run over the final 15 minutes of the first half, and they lead it by 28 at the break. 57-29. We'll step aside. Halftime festivities from homecoming on the way. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Welcome you back into Finis Horne Arena. Rickson Lane and Chipper Bagwell with you. Lander leading the Francis Marion Patriots 57-29. The Bearcats trailed this game 13-6. About 3.5 minutes into the first quarter, they have exploded ever since. And Coach, it's been the defense turning into offense that's been the story so far for Lander.
Right, 18 turnovers for Francis Marion has really dogged them, and points off of turnovers. We've got 24 of our points directly off of those turnovers. So that's kind of been the big thing of this game so far. And our ladies have played well. 53% from the floor, 46 from three, and 71 from the line. We're really playing at a high level right now.
See if the Bearcats can continue to play at that pace here in the second half, as Coach Pedersen obviously doesn't want to see any sort of let up, as that shot blocked away by Francis Marion. This Patriot team's got some size on it, but Lander has been able to negate it for most of the night.
With quickness
right.
And turning them over, and they just haven't handled our press very well.
Lander starting off offensively here in the third quarter as Langford kicks it out to Harris in the corner. She works around to Williams. Williams going to launch a three. That one's too strong, and the rebound collected by the Patriots. Oh. And then a jump ball at the other end. Daly tried to take it away for a lay-in.
She might have had a layup there, and the official called a jump ball there.
So it'll be Francis Marion possession here to open up their first offensive drive of the third quarter, and they're trapped behind the timeline. Get it over. As this is Bullock. Ball entered in, right side, back out to Chandler, and then Mitchell nearly took it away. 5 to shoot for the Patriots. Now Bullock gonna drive, put up a floater, no good. And Langford gets the rebound for Lander. Good defense there from the Bearcats that possession. Inside it goes to Daly. Daly back out to Williams. Williams over to Langford. Langford open for three, off the mark, and rebounded by FMU. Bearcats opened the game 4 for 4 from beyond the arc, but have only made one since.
Francis Marion made another little adjustment, looked like coming in from halftime. They're doubling the post again. They started the game off doubling the post. When the ball goes into the post, they'd send another post player over there to double to make her throw it out. Then they got away from it when Brachet came in, and Brachet eat them up. And I wonder why they didn't go back to that. So now they've gone back to that. It might be a little bit too late, but we'll see.
Yeah, they had really silenced Brachet Johnson, at least in the first quarter. Now, granted, the Bearcats still led by 10 at the end of the first period, but once they got Johnson going, that's when the doors blew open on the Patriots in the second period.
And she was working one-on-one in the post, and that's what Coach Pedersen wants, is one-on-one opportunities for her.
She's not in the game right now. Daly down the post, and Daly misses, got a rebound, and then drew the foul. Now, Johnson had 28 points down in Florence in the first matchup between these two teams this year, so you know they wanted to make the Bearcats beat them without her, and they were able to keep her down for a quarter.
They did, but you know, you can't keep an all-league player down that long.
Of course, the problem for Francis Marion is all the other Bearcats were still scoring.
Exactly.
Brianna White back into the ball game.
And you know, it's a pretty good situation, because I know Francis Marion geared their whole thing up to shut Brittany Johnson down was her game plan, and then she didn't even start. So now, what are we going to do now? And then, you know, what happened? What happened?
Johnson still waiting to come in this quarter as Langford going to go to the rim, and that ball knocked out of bounds.
Oh,
that's the second block of the quarter by Francis Marion. That's something we didn't see very much of in the first half.
No, but they're athletic. They're long
Absolutely.
and athletic. They got a good-looking team.
Harris looking to drive.
Wow.
Instead, she'll make it in.
What a great move.
Didn't have the look she wanted. So instead, she'll just put it in the another way, and there's another turnover, this one on Fulmore.
Number 20. Bearcats only had 8 turnovers first half.
Lander trying to add to the lead. Harris's three, no good. Daly got the rebound. Kick it out to Mitchell. Mitchell elbow jumper.
Nice.
Yes, indeed.
Wide.
She is money from that area of the floor. Oh, and then a foul on Lander. About as far away from the hoop as you can possibly get. Their first of the quarters. They lead at 63-29.
That foul was on Chelsea Mitchell, I believe. Her second foul.
That's something she's gotten a lot better at, is keeping out of foul trouble. Earlier in this year, the Bearcats couldn't keep her on the floor for very long late in games because she kept picking up fouls. Because of the aggressive way she plays defense.
And we didn't know what kind of player she was going to be because she stayed on the bench a lot.
We couldn't get her out on the floor long enough to see what type of offense and defense she could bring to this team, and now we know.
Now we know, and she's figured it out. She sure has.
And obviously, Coach, as Lander puts the Patriots on the free throw line. It'll be Kai Chandler shooting her first. (63-30).
Francis Marion picks up in a little press now, and they turn them over. Nope, on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball.
You see Francis Marion trying to give Lander a taste of their own medicine there off the made free throws.
Yeah, and it worked there for a little bit.
It did.
It's going to remain Lander ball on the rotation.
I was saying there before the foul, Coach, that we're finding out what type of player Chelsea Mitchell is, and obviously this Bearcat team at 16-5. You hope that they've got a lot of basketball left to play this year. As Lander breaks that press really well for a low bounce pass to Johnson, and that's a jump ball, possession back to Francis Marion.
You know, that's a credit to both teams. How many jump balls have we seen tonight?
A ton.
And they're on the floor. I mean, it's not like they're just grabbing it while they're standing.
Yeah.
They're diving on the floor.
Yeah, you're right. You've seen people hit the deck a lot tonight. I was going to say, obviously, you don't want to look ahead with the way Lander's got this team playing right now, as there's a foul on the inbound. Got tangled up with a Patriot player, but you look to next year, and you've been able to see Crystal Williams develop as a point guard in this offense. You've seen Ariana Sanders get a lot better. You've seen Chelsea Mitchell turn into maybe one of the best players in the Peach Belt Conference. And oh, by the way, number 11's back next year.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Don't forget about her.
Peach Belt has not seen Chelsea Mitchell and Mylea McKenneth on defense together yet, and that is going to be frightening.
Yeah.
Mitchell came to Greenwood and was told by Kevin Pedersen in preseason that for her to take a spot in the starting lineup, she's going to have to beat out the defensive player of the year in the league last year. And Mitchell said, well, I'll just do that.
and I am sure if McKenneth hadn't got hurt, they would both be on the floor.
Oh, my goodness.
Playing together, which would be a nightmare for some of these teams.
And Mitchell forced, I believe, 94 steals last year. As the Patriots go to the bench. 63-31 with 6:32 to go in the third quarter. And Francis Marion showing a little bit of a press here, and it's been somewhat effective in the early going.
Yeah, they're athletic and they're big. Our guards are just so much quicker. Once they get through that little split, they just get it and go. And here she goes and passes it up court. We got numbers all of a sudden.
Harris
slows it down.
And Mitchell get it back here, and they'll give it to Williams, who went sprawling into the Patriot bench off some contact as she tried to get it up the floor. Williams going to go down low to Johnson. Johnson to Mitchell. Mitchell with contact, can't get to go. Got her own rebound. More contact and finishes.
Wow. Wow.
My goodness, is she special.
I just don't know that we got enough adjectives for her.
Mitchell,
the way she's playing.
Mitchell into tall timber there, missed the shot, got the rebound, went back up with contact, finished, and she's going to the line. As that's the second foul of the game on Fulmore.
You know, that's not a drill that they do every day. You know, that's something that this God-given and natural ability that she does.
Yeah. There's not a practice you can have that'll teach someone to do that.
No.
Lander nearly forcing a 5-second there. Harris might have gotten pushed, lost her footing, and then that leads to a jumper in the lane. No good from Fulmore. She got her own rebound and put it back up.
Second bucket of the quarter for Francis Marion.
Shot off the mark, no good. Langford able to chase it down in the corner. A great effort there. And then Langford fouled on her way to the rim.
Actually, Brochet Johnson jumped out of bounds and tossed it back in and saved that ball. And that's what Coach Pedersen wants to see out of his senior.
Absolutely.
It's hustle and intense play.
Shot up and good from Langford. Tynes and Bush back in the ball game now for Francis Marion. The second free throw is good. 68-33, Bearcats up, 5:25 left in the third quarter, and a beautiful pass inside, but a miss from Chandler got her own rebound and put back. 5:10 left in the third period. Lander trying to send a message here tonight at home.
Francis Marion has kind of gone to a zone now to try to switch things up.
Bearcats have not been great shooting from deep as Mitchell is going to launch a long two, no good. And rebounded out by Bush, and then Mitchell was there to take the pass away. Mitchell into the lane, kicks to Langford. Langford corner three, no good. Harris went in to get the rebound. She misses. Now Mitchell gets the rebound and finishes it. This Lander team has been just relentless tonight in all aspects of the game, and then they nearly had another takeaway before the foul call. Timeout on the floor, 70-35. Lander up with 4:30 to play. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network.
You hear that? That's the sound of $15,000 falling from the sky. The Drop is Lander's new inaugural fundraising campaign conducted by the Lander Foundation to enhance athletic scholarships and operating budgets. Your chance to win is just a click away. Visit LanderBearcats.com to register today. The Drop. It puts the air in Bearcat.
70-35, Lander doubling up Francis Marion here with 4:30 to play in the third quarter. Rickson Lane and Chipper Bagwell with you. The Bearcats led by 10 at the end of the first quarter. Stretched that lead to 28 at halftime.
You know, Bearcats are 10 of 12 from the free throw line, and Francis Marion is 1 of 1. They've only been to the line one time tonight.
This will send Lauren Bush to the free throw line.
And we've taken 58 shots from the field to their 39, and most of that is because of turnovers. So we've taken almost 20 more shots from the field.
It's going to be hard to win when the opponent shoots it 20 more times than you do. That was Kevin Pedersen's frustration early in the season offensively as Williams was called for the travel. But Lander was having games where they were shooting 15 more times than the opponent and winning by 4 points. The offense just was not where he wanted it to be.
Yeah, well, you can shoot a less shooting percentage when you shoot 20 more times and still win. But you certainly can't turn it over 20-something times and shoot 20 more times. That just doesn't work that way.
Lander leads this one by 21 as there's a nice bank shot up from Bush. She's got 4 points on the evening.
Oh, what a
beautiful
nice
pass
what
to
a
Johnson.
Nice pass.
Oh, Crystal Williams. You talk about threading the needle there. 72-39, Bearcats lead. Johnson's now got 15 after a slow start and a friendly roll for the Patriots. And Johnson's out ahead of everybody again. Up and under at her shot blocked. As that was Tynes who rejected it. And the Patriots out the other way. A ball on the floor. 3 ball from Chandler, no good. Nobody home to rebound, and Fulmore gets the putback up and in. Kevin Pedersen will take a timeout. 72-43, Bearcats lead it with 2:59 left in the third quarter. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. (72-43), Lander on top of Francis Marion with 2:55 to play in quarter number 3. Rickson Lane alongside Chipper Bagwell with you. Bearcats shooting 47% from the floor to Francis Marion's 44. The 3-pointers, Lander 6 of 18, Francis Marion 2 of 8. As Mitchell skip pass over to Harris in the corner. 3 ball, yes.
Nice. All set up by that pass by Chelsea Mitchell. Nice skip pass.
That's Mitchell's first assist of the game. She's got 21 points and 9 rebounds. Johnson's got 15 and 4, 5 assists for Brashay Johnson, and meanwhile Jessica Harris has 14 points. For Francis Marion, Fulmore with 14 and Chandler with 12. Harris, beautiful pass to Mitchell. Got it into Johnson, and Johnson's fouled.
She blew an assist from Chelsea Mitchell, but Chelsea had a great wide open shot, and that's how unselfish she is. She got 21 points. She could have easily had 23, but she chose to pass it off to a teammate.
Mitchell, 21 and 9 at the moment, as Johnson misses her first free throw attempt. Johnson's got 15 points in this one, as we mentioned. She's now 31 points away, becoming the all-time leading scorer at Lander, now 30. And she's got a great chance to do it right here in Horne Arena because Lander's got 3 more home games in a row after tonight, as Sanders read that pass and picked it. Sanders into the lane, nice pass to Mitchell. The shot was blocked by Chandler. Well, a good defense there from the 5'10 senior out of Raleigh, Kai Chandler. And then the other end, Williams fouls Fulmore. Good defense there from both teams. Lander got the steal, and then Francis Marion with the block as Sanders cut in front of that pass at half court. Bearcats lead it by 33 as the free throw's no good.
This is going to be their 4th and 5th free throw of the night. And we've shot 14. We're 11 for 14.
So it's been so great about the Bearcat defense. 21 turnovers, and they've only committed 10 fouls in the game. Harris all the way inside. Williams cut, but too much traffic. And the bounce pass to Johnson stolen. Lander's 11th turnover. And then the Patriots dribble it off their foot.
Yep. Ball
back to the Bearcats with 1:35 to go in the third quarter. They lead it by 32. Lander, 46% from the field. They've out-rebounded Francis Marion 33 to 26, including 19 offensive rebounds.
That's been huge, getting those extra possessions.
Chelsea out to Crystal Williams. Her shot no good. And the ball rebounded by the Patriots. Now they're out and running. Chandler will lay it in on the other end. Bearcat bench has been big tonight for Lander. They've outscored the Patriot bench 24-8. And Bearcats have taken advantage of 23 second chance points off of those 19 offensive boards. Beautiful pass from Williams to Johnson.
Yeah.
Second assist for Crystal Williams, and both of them have been just gorgeous. Patriots at the other end. Williams nearly got the steal. Now a floater bounces home from Chandler. And then Johnson beat everyone down the floor again. Ball tapped free by Tynes. As Francis Marion will go to the bench. Camille Manning, the freshman out of Little Rock, into the game. Also Brianna White. Harris gonna go inside Johnson, pass tipped away and off of Lander. 29 seconds remaining in the third period. Bearcats with a 30-point lead. Pass floated in. As Chandler has it stolen away by Mitchell. Oh, you could see that one coming, and Mitchell's fouled.
You can't make a loose foul or a lazy pass or something around Mitchell. She'll snatch it and she'll be gone with it.
So Chelsea Mitchell back to the stripe with 24 seconds to go.
You just think if she was a male and played football, she'd been signing with somebody today. Today was the signing day, I think, and she's got all the characteristics of a great defensive back, somebody. And she's really tough, and you can tell her basketball and athletic IQ is really high.
Somebody would have brought her on to play free safety.
Yep.
Knocks down both. 80 points for Lander through 3 quarters. As there's a jumper Up and no good from Bullock, and now the Bearcats can hold in the final 14 seconds. Seven seconds. Harris looking for help, gives it off to Sanders. Sanders around to Williams. Williams pumps, Sanders, three ball on the way. No, off the front of the rim. And that'll do it for quarter number 3. Lander holds a 32-point lead as we move to the fourth quarter. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. (80-48), Lander leading Francis Marion as we begin the fourth quarter. Rickson Lane, Chipper Bagwell with you. Bearcats come out with Mitchell, Williams, Daly, Harris, and Sanders on the floor as Lander entering this fourth quarter of action.
You know, the Bearcats have scored 30 points off of Francis Marion turnovers, and they've also scored 23 points off second chance opportunities, and so that adds up to 53 points right there, and that's more than the Patriots have got.
That's right.
That's those two categories.
That's a 5-point lead if you take away all the first shot opportunities offensively that didn't come off turnovers.
Yeah.
There's a foul drawn by the Bearcats. Call will go on McClaney and Tabitha Daly at the line. Daly tonight, 2 points, 6 rebounds. All her points have come from the charity stripe, and she's been rewarded for her efforts recently with a couple of starts.
Yeah, she deserves it, you know.
Makes both of her 4 points now on the evening, and Lander up 82-48. As Mitchell got a piece of that pass. Mitchell's got 5 steals, 4 assists, 9 rebounds, and 23 points.
It's a pretty good night.
And that'll do it. Lander leads by 31. Williams around the Daly screen. Turn it over, ball back to Francis Marion.
Chelsea Mitchell tapped that ball away.
And Harris came out with it. Down to Daly for the lay-in. Muscled it up and in. Oh, there's another pass. That's trouble. They're going to learn eventually.
I can see that one coming.
84-51, Bearcats up. You lobbing it up with 23 in between you is not a great idea.
No. You got to know where she is on the floor.
And they're going to call Ariana Sanders for a foul there as she was hip to hip with Bullock as she brought it up the floor. 8:53 remaining, and Lander up 84-51. Bearcats closing in on their 5th straight win over FMU in this building. Lander came into this game leading the league in points per game free throw percentage and steals per game, as there's a jump ball. Patriots keep possession, and Bearcats are going to improve on nearly all of those totals. They got 84 points. They're shooting 83% from the line tonight, and they have 12 steals.
And we got over 8 minutes to go in the game.
A lot of basketball left in this one tonight. A nice drive inside from Camille Manning. And then another steal by the Patriots, and Chandler knocks down a jumper. And then a foul on Bullock as she came down the floor against Jessica Harris.
That's number 20 for the Francis Marion, guarding our number 20.
And Bullock and Harris, and they tell you what, they have barely given each other an inch of space tonight when they've been guarding each other, but not there as Harris got back door on him.
She just put her to sleep and went back door and got a nice pass and a layup.
And that ball thrown through the hands of Bullock. And then an offensive foul. She pushed Sanders off.
She sure did.
Another Francis Marion turnover, number 25. That's going to send Chandler and Bullock to the bench. Fulmore and Gillespie back in the ball game. 8:03 remaining in this one. Lander up by 31. Lander has attempted 68 shots tonight to Francis Marion's 50. As Daly's down low and a foul on the floor, I think they're going to call that one on the Patriots. They're going to get Brianna White, the freshman out of Mitchellsville, Maryland. Destiny Langford back in the ball game. Harris lobs it up to Johnson. Sanders knocks down the jumper. Oh, a pretty play there. And the Bearcats steal the inbound, and Mitchell muscles it in. Oh, my word.
Wow.
Bearcats, they can hang a couple buckets on you in no time. You saw the beautiful inbound play, and then...
Yeah, I looked down to write a note about something, and then all of a sudden she gets a steal and a layup.
Lander's got 91 points with 7:45 to play.
26 points now for Chelsea.
As Lander picks up its 13th steal of the night. 91-55 our score. Driving in the lane, left-handed jumper no good. Mitchell goes up against the rebound off the Gillespie miss. Out ahead to Harris. Harris gonna hand it back to Langford. Langford didn't shoot the three Harris wanted her to.
That had to be Chelsea's 10th rebound at least.
And she's got a double-double. And Johnson, Brashay Johnson just quietly has put 20 points up tonight.
Off the bench.
And then they're going to get called for a foul on the other end. I'll send Fulmore to the line. Yeah, you're right. 20 coming off the bench tonight in the first quarter where she only had 2. Bearcats lead at 93-57 with 6:56 to play. So Fulmore will shoot here. Shot up and good. Harris directing traffic as she brings it over half court. Mitchell up top, gives it to Sanders. Jumper from Harris, my goodness. Talk about creating your own shot. Harris freed herself up and knocks down the J, 95-58. Johnson, the post defense, forcing the miss. Rebounded by Gillespie, and then Johnson got a piece of it, and Sanders able to save it out to Harris, and now Landers got a 3-on-1. Langford to Johnson for the layup.
That's exactly how you run a fast break. No bouncing. They just made great passes. The ball never touched the floor once it got across half court.
It is a runaway here in Greenwood. And by the way, down in Young Harris, Georgia, the 5-10 Mountain Lions in the league, as there's a 3 from Gillespie, they lead first place North Georgia by 5 points with 90 seconds to play.
Oh, that could be a
Bearcats
shocker.
might be about to close the gap for the conference lead down to 1 game.
Yep.
Pass down inside, taken away. There's a drive and an and one from Fulmore. 97-61 our score, 5:24 to play. Boy, that would be a shocker.
Yeah. Well, that's the Peach Belt. You got to show up every night, and there's no guaranteed wins.
Harris out of the game is Destiny Webster, the freshman from Marietta, Georgia. She's going to come in and play here with 5:24 to go, and the Bearcats up by 34. They have led by 40 in this one. As the free throw is up and good. Langford on the drive, hitting the face, and she'll go back to the free throw line. Tabitha Daly about to check back in for Lander. The other games around the league tonight, obviously we're keeping very close tabs right now on that Young Harris North Georgia contest. You've also got Flagler on the road at USC Aiken. That's a game that the Saints, you imagine, will be able to take care of business in. Trying to get you a score for that. Georgia College, Clayton State battling. Georgia College is a team that Lander needs to drop a game or two here, as they currently tie with the Bearcats in the standings, but they hold the tiebreaker. They swept Lander this season. As there's a fadeaway basket from Fulmore. And indeed, the Bobcats have lost. They've dropped a 55-52 decision to Clayton State. That's a team that was only 500 in the league and 500 overall. And the Lakers have upset the Bobcats.
Yeah. These last few weeks, what have we got, about 3 weeks, there's going to be a lot of upsets. There's going to be a lot of twisting and turning. And, you know, at the end of the year, Bearcats could be right on top, right there where we wanted to be all along.
There won't be an upset tonight. 33-point lead for Lander with 4:51 to go. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. (99-66). Lander leading Francis Marion, 4:51 to go here in Greenwood. Rickson Lane and Chipper Bagwell with you. Well, down in Young Harris, North Georgia showing why they're the best team in the league. They've rallied to take a 1-point lead.
Oh, no.
After trailing by 5 with 90 seconds to play. Now they lead by 1 with 19 seconds to go in that contest as Fulmore, who's come on here in the fourth quarter and put up some points. She's got 25 on the night.
Yeah.
As Webster
Oh.
Tried to go all the way to the rim, and she's fouled.
You know, Ricks and the Bearcats have been led by double-figure scoring by 4 players. Chelsea Mitchell with 26, Bashay Johnson 22, Jessica Harris 18, Ariana Sanders 10, and then we got Crystal Williams with 9 and Destiny Langford 8. Really balanced scoring tonight.
It really has been a team effort all the way around, and Webster trying to get in the scorebook. Misses her first free throw, the freshman out of Marietta, Georgia.
Tabitha Daly's got 6 rebounds and 6 points.
Another solid outing from the sophomore out of Augusta. Destiny Langford can get into double figures with 1 more basket. That's a credit to her, too. It's not been a good night shooting, 1 of 7, but she's made all 6 free throw attempts, and now she's got a run out here. 4 on 2.
I got numbers. Let's see what she does.
She's going to back out. Go inside to Johnson. Johnson back out to Langford. Langford going to drive, put up a jumper, missed it. Daly got the rebound, and then Daly had her shot blocked. Jump ball, and Lander's going to get it back.
And go keep possession, yep.
Flagler Saints lead USC Aiken by 9 with 42 seconds to go. That's a close ball game. That's a 2-win team in the league by USC Aiken. Of course, one of those wins came right here in Greenwood.
Right.
Bearcats know how dangerous the Pacers are.
And they didn't look like they were 0-10 team that night.
No, they did not. Outplayed Lander wire to wire. Lander leading 100-68 here on Francis Marion. As Langford gets it into Leah Pettit just in the ball game. Pettit's going to fire a jumper off the iron, no good. And then an answer at the other end. Shanice Fulmore, give her 27 on the night. Boy,
she's had a good game.
Fortunately, it's not going to be a game that people remember for her because of the scoreboard, but she has had a very good game. As Daly gets another basket off the nice assist there from Destiny Langford. 102-70. All moved around. 3 minutes to go in this one. 3 ball good. Guess who?
That's 30 points.
Shanice Fulmore.
Yep.
102-73 our score. 3 minutes remaining. Langford directing traffic up top, and a reach-in foul will go against Gillespie.
And people are going to look at the score tomorrow, and they're going to say, wow. But I still think Francis Marion is a pretty good team, and I think as the season moves on, we'll find that out.
Well, you look at the athleticism on this Patriot team, there's a lot of clubs that hope they don't see Francis Marion in the first round of that conference tournament. Because they will give someone all sorts of problems.
You know, year in, year out, Francis Marion's got I consider a program kind of like ours, and they've had really great programs over the years.
Well, this is a team that just a couple years ago upset Lander as a 7 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
So 3 ball's no good, and Leah Pettit goes up and grabs a rebound, and then a pass stolen away. Inside they go. The layup off the mark from Bush, and the Bearcats out with it again. Daly, Langford, and High all out in front, and Alexis High is fouled. So High is going to go to the line with 2:30 to play, and her team leading by 31. No, she's not. They're not going to call that a shooting foul.
I thought that was a shooting foul.
Boy, I did
Should have been. And that's the 5th foul on the Patriots.
I don't know how that's not a shooting
That
foul.
should have been a 2-shot foul, being the 5th foul of the quarter.
Instead, High is going to get a chance for 3. Missed off the mark. Daly tried to save it. Patriots come out with it. All right, Langford read that one, and Langford going to get into double figures. Made it interesting, but she puts it up and in, and it's 106-73.
I'll tell you a quick story about Francis Marion. When I was coaching, we played, and you've probably heard of this person, Sylvia Hatchell was the coach at Francis Marion then, and I was able to beat her one night down there at Francis Marion. So She's a Hall of Fame coach. She's at North Carolina now. Been there for years and years. She's still coaching, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And she's a great coach.
She's got a program in Chapel Hill, and they're in the NCAA tournament, deep in the tournament almost every season.
Yep.
High.
Shoot it.
Thought about a three. Instead passes it up. Webster spinning into the lane, gives it up to Daly. It took one step too many. Good try there from Webster, and just lost her footing. 90 seconds to play in this one. Bearcats up 106 to 73. That shot off the mark, no good. Lander, after that first quarter timeout from Pedersen, a 100 to 60 run.
Right.
With 60 seconds remaining as Pettit goes up off the glass, no good. Daly tried to save it, but couldn't.
Whatever he said then, he needs to bottle that and remember that for the next time he needs it.
I'm imagining, Coach, it was probably from the bottle he grabbed at halftime of the Augusta game when Lander came out and turned a 2-point deficit into a 50-point win.
Yeah.
I imagine it was something in the same vein as whatever was said there. Still no word if they've gotten in to repaint the walls of the locker room after that halftime discussion they had a couple weeks ago.
You know, and that's just part of coaching, and that's part of coaching a team, especially a team that's sometimes they come out and they're unmotivated, or they play down to the caliber of the teams they're playing, and or whatever. And you have to say things that you probably don't need. You would regret people hearing.
Well, he certainly wouldn't share them with us after the Augusta game, and I don't say I blame him, as Bearcats get the rebound off the second missed free throw. Webster gives it to Langford, and Bearcats likely to be their final offensive possession of the ball game. They go down low to Pettit. Pettit hook shot, no good. An offensive rebound.
Now they can hold it. Now they can hold it.
They can run the clock out here if they want to.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to do it. Lander, it's an in-state rival on Wednesday of homecoming week, and they run them out of the gym.
Yeah.
106 to 73. The Bearcats roll here in Horne Arena. They're going to move to 17-5 on the season. They'll be 12-4 in the league, and they're still in the hunt for the top seed in the Peach Belt Conference as they blow out the Patriots here tonight at home.
Yeah, it was really good to see them play. I mean, it's just wonderful to see them play that way, and the energy they exert, and they're a fun bunch to watch.
We'll step aside when we come back. We'll talk with our player of the game and head coach Kevin Pedersen. Lander wins at 106-73. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network.
You're buying your chance to win $5,000. But you're not the only one who could win. Because every purchase you make goes towards enhancing Lander's operating budgets and enhancing scholarships for student athletes. So when you buy a ball, not only can you win,
I win.
I win. I win.
I win. I win.
when you buy golf,
Back inside Finis Horne Arena, Rickson Lane with you as Lander knocks off Francis Marion 106-73, your final score. We're joined now by our player of the game, Jessica Harris. The Bearcat point guard puts up 18 points, 4 steals, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds on the evening. Jessica, a bit of a slow start for you guys tonight. What changed midway through that first quarter?
Well, we really just looked at each other like we got to pick it up. We came out and had a kind of okay practice, so we knew we had to do a lot better and fix a lot of things, so that's all.
This defensive intensity for you guys continues. It's really been something you guys have prided yourself on all year. 15 steals again tonight. You forced 29 turnovers. What does it feel like when, A, you're in front of a home crowd and you've got your defense rolling the way it did tonight?
It feels great. We definitely pride ourselves on our defense. That's really how we got into the game, and so having the crowd into it, once we get our steals and put plays together, that's what really gets us hyped.
One game down in this 4-game home stretch. How good does it feel to know you're in Horne Arena now for the foreseeable future?
It feels pretty good. We were definitely waiting on it, having a lot of away games. So getting back home and playing in front of our crowd feels good. We like it.
Bearcats took advantage of being at home tonight. No more than Jessica Harris. 18 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 steals. She is our player of the game. Jess, thanks for joining us. Go enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Lander knocks off the Patriots by 33 points, 106-73. Some other stat lines for you. Chelsea Mitchell, a double-double for her, 26 points, 10 rebounds. She also added 5 assists, or 5 steals rather, and 3 assists. Harris had 18. Rashae Johnson off the bench had 22 and 5. 10 for Ariana Sanders on the evening, and also 12 for Destiny Langford as head coach Kevin Pedersen joins us now as his team picks up a 33-point win tonight. Coach, let's start there. You put 5 different players in double figures. How important is it for this team to be able to have that sort of productivity up and down the lineup?
It's huge. When you play good teams, and despite the score, Francis Marion, that's a good team. This is a team that came in here with a nice record. And you look at them, that Fulmore for them, number 24, phenomenal player. Comes out, gets 30 points for them. You see Chandler come out, get 21. They were just lacking that 3rd, 4th player to step up for them. To win big games, you got to have 3, 4 kids in this league stepping up each night, and they had 2 step up. We were fortunate to have 5. And Jessica Harris, I just want to take a second to talk about that kid. What she did doesn't necessarily show up in a box score. She was all over the floor. Her defense, she was our motor. That kid got us going tonight. I can't say enough good things about the game Jessica Harris played tonight.
As your team, once again, defensively, you really set the tone and were able to turn that defense into the offense after, as we mentioned, a slow start in the first quarter. What led to this team being able to rack up 29 turnovers?
Well, since we lost the Aiken game, and then we lost another one at North Georgia, and it's the first time we've lost back-to-back games in a long time. And we just kind of hit the reset button on a couple things and looked, and we weren't getting much out of our press. So we've tried to revamp our press up a little bit. And so what you saw is they're starting to learn how to deny the ball, but also what you're seeing is off the ball. That's where we've become much better in the last couple of weeks. And people like Ariana Sanders doing a good job. You see her picking things up on defense. It was good to see the progression she's making, learning when to go, when not to go, because a month ago she didn't understand that. So it's good to see. That's what you want to see in February. They're learning the defense and they're progressing.
Last question for you. Not many teams in this caliber of a conference are going to get 4 home games in a row in the month of February. How important is it for you guys to take advantage of every one of these opportunities down the stretch?
It's huge, and I keep telling our team, we've seen on nights like tonight how good we can be, but we also saw in this gym against Aiken how bad we can be. So it's important to remember anyone can beat you in this league. We lost to the last place team on our home court where we've been better than anyone in this league. We've got a Columbus State team coming in here Saturday who we haven't beaten in maybe 2 years now. So I think last time we beat them was for the conference championship on their floor. And it's time for us to do something about that. So tonight was great. We'll enjoy this. But the big thing is we got to come. We got to give our homecoming crowd something to watch on Saturday.
They certainly gave the crowd something to watch tonight. A 106-73 win over Francis Marion. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank
as
you.
Lander moves to 12-4 in the league. They're now 17-5 on the season. We'll step aside when we come back. The men wrap it up tonight in this homecoming week doubleheader. Francis Marion and Lander, round 2. When we return, you're listening to Bearcat Basketball here on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network.